Happy winter, everyone! It's Michael here with Noelle.
Hi.
And Noelle and her family just got to take a really cool trip over the weekend to the coast. What was that all about?
Well, part of that was to actually go and see the king tides that actually happen November, December, and January here on the Oregon coast.
Awesome. So I'm familiar with people going to the coast to see storms come in. I've never done that personally. I've also heard of the king tides. I have yet to go see them myself. So is this a regular thing for you and your family?
This is a regular thing for us and the family. We really love going out to a really great place on the coast and just watching as these powerful waves coming in from the tides come in during this time of the year.
So tell us specifically, if we want to go see king tides, where were you this weekend?
We were actually over at Shore Acres, which is down in southern Oregon along the coast in Coos Bay.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so you went actually quite a bit further south this time.
Yes, we did.
Can people from the Corvallis area go to Newport and still see king tides?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can see it anywhere on the coast as long as you have great visibility and are far away from the beach.
All right, so tell us a little bit about what this weekend trip looked like for you guys, because this is like an Oregon outing sort of thing, and it should be on people's radar for the winter before Christmas and the summertime, you said, right?
Yeah.
So where did you guys stay? What were some of the great spots specifically to look? You just mentioned that beach in Shore Acres, and what were some of the good eatery places you hit too? Just tell us about your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. We went over to Coos Bay at a private rental home.
Like an Airbnb.
It was an Airbnb.
Totally.
And so we were able to stay there. We went over to Seven Devils Brewery on the waterfront, which was fantastic.
There's a lot of devils there.
There is a lot of devils there.
Good beer and food?
Good beer and food. I had the Steelhead, actually, which was awesome.
Excellent.
Following that, the next day we went out to see the king tides. We like to go there when the tide is actually coming in, as high tide is approaching, because you get to see most of the wave action there and more of a show. And you also beat a lot of the crowds too. So going early is better than coming directly at high tide.
Okay, so that seems like a really good pro tip to emphasize.
Yes.
Okay, super.
An important thing to note is the king tides. One of the reasons why we get such big waves is because the moon is actually closer to Earth during this time of the year, so we actually get bigger waves coming through. The exact opposite trend happens in summer. That's where we get extreme tides going out, and that helps with tide pooling.
Gotcha. Okay. So is this aligned with like neap tides and stuff like that?
Neap tides, and technically what these tides are technically scientifically called, are perigean spring tides.
Okay. Vocab word of the day.
Vocab words.
And as part of a public service announcement, this is different than sneaker waves, right?
It is different from sneaker waves. So this is to be expected. We're going to have high waves at these times of periods. You're going to be alerted to them as well. They typically are happening right around the full moon.
Yeah.
And so these tides are going to be bigger. They're more constant. Where sneaker waves, they just happen out of nowhere. So you're not going to be able to predict when they're happening.
Right. Okay, but you still have to be safe with these king tides, obviously. As you can see on the screen, these are some pretty incredible waves.
These are some very incredible waves. Typically, they're going to be around 25 feet. Typically, but they can get well over to 100. So make sure you're watching them from a safe and appropriate location. Respect those signs on the screen.
Perfect. All right. So sneaker waves, those are just random waves that pop up out of nowhere that can be very dangerous. This is a planned event that you're aware of.
Yes, this is a planned event.
So respect the ocean. The Oregon coast might be very different than the coast if you're used to the beach, for example, on the East Coast. Totally different coastline, different geology, and very different wave activities.
Biggest tip that you need to know is never turn your back on the ocean is the biggest thing.
There you go. Well, awesome. So have this on your radar, right, for wintertime and summertime, and be aware of the king tides as an excellent opportunity to go be a tourist on the coast. All right, so there was also another restaurant that you were talking about that had something to do with a Michelin star chef. Super interested in tasty treats like that. So tell us what we need to know about this particular place.
All right, that is Restaurant O. It's a Italian and French cuisine restaurant in Coos Bay.
Okay.
The chef is Chef O'Neill. He was born in Ireland, raised in Trinidad, later moved to England, and he has been trained by some of the best chefs in the world, Gordon Ramsay being one of them. And he's featured on Anthony Bourdain, and he loves to mix and infuse different flavors, as well as being really creative with different techniques. It was a fabulous time at the restaurant. We had a stupendous time, and he also offers cooking classes as well. So if you've always wanted to be trained by a Michelin star chef,
That's incredible.
This is an opportunity. So highlight and shout out to them.
Love it. We do really enjoy our food, our brewery scene, and our seafood, not just on the coast and the valley too, but oh my gosh, when you're on the coast, you got to hit these places up.
Absolutely.
All right, super cool. Anything else that should be a part of that trip?
Highly recommend if you have time. We did not, unfortunately, but definitely go to Shore Acres Holiday Lights display as well. They're typically booked out way in advance, but there is a free shuttle from the Charleston Marina to then go and see the Holiday Lights display, which are in the gardens at Shore Acres.
Fantastic. All right, folks. Well, thank you, Noelle, for sharing this fun event with us. It needs to be on my radar. I got to take my wife and go get there sometime. And hope you enjoy this as an inspiration for an Oregon outing. As always, we're Noelle Moen and Michael Krasilovsky. We're part of Team K Realty out of RE/MAX in the Corvallis area. And what we actually do for a living is we help people buy and sell homes, but we're never too busy for you. So if you'd like to hop on a Zoom call with us, talk about possibly moving to the area, it'd be our absolute pleasure to just do that. Simply give us a ring or email us, whatever works for you, and we can connect. So thanks so much. And as we say,
Bye for now.